back, like The Sopranos took over a fucking year every time.
People take years off, and when you do it, it feels like this thing. But then once it's over, it doesn't feel like anything to anybody. Nobody cares anymore.
Right?
It's just television, so it's not like I'm the police department taking a year off. It's just a fucking TV show. So we just feel like it'd be amazing. We just feel like we need a little. We're going to do something else for a year. So everybody, just good luck. And
try to be good to each other.
Keep your doors locked. Call the fire department if you really need somebody.
No, they took a year off too.
And then but now I'm really hungry to get back, and I miss it a lot. So I hadn't felt like that.
Are you writing though during the?
I'm trying not to write at all.
You're trying not to just do anything.
Not even think about it.
As far as the show goes,
it's a thing I've learned to do is to think like a farmer or something. Like just don't
want
the shit out of the ground yet.
But you got to rotate your crops and keep the soil, or you'll have a dust bowl.
But being a creative guy, doesn't something pop in your head? You're like, oh, wow, that'd be a great episode.
If I have a germ of an idea like that, I email it to myself with the heading show idea. Right. So I have a bunch of those.
And then just leave it alone.
And then I leave it alone and don't develop it. And I've just been doing, and then I've been concentrating on the stand-up. It's something I learned about sharks at an aquarium with my kids. Sharks can't stop moving.
Right.
Yeah.
You know why? I only kind of figured it out.
They don't have those moving gill
They don't have moving gills. They can't. They can't push
need
water.
the actual water to go in their mouth and out their gills, so
That's
they got to
right.
keep moving forward.
It would be like if you didn't have lungs that expand and you needed to just walk and have
like
air
your
come.
head motion controlled your diaphragm.
You'd have to bend over and run to get air to come in.
Horrible design.
Put fucking air in your mouth. Like a scoop. Like a hood scoop.
Sharks suck.
So they're really dumbly designed. So even if they stop moving for a second, they start choking.
Yeah. Wow,
so, but they need to sleep, just like every neurological thing needs to sleep. So they sleep their brain in sections, in quadrants. They sleep like a quarter of their brain here,
like
a quarter of their brain. There's stuff you can catch. Sometimes you'll see a shark. I've never seen a shark, but you could happen upon a shark who's asleep.
Yeah.
And he's not looking at you. He's just only doing motor skills, whatever it is. And then he wakes up.
Would he go right by you if he was sleeping like that? Would he say
I don't know that much about it.
Okay. There's only one follow-up question.
He might.
Let's go. Let's nudge him.
Could you put sleepy shark into Google? I want to see this video of a sleepy shark.
Okay, so I figured out, I had this idea, okay, if you sleep certain sections of your brain, like you just shut down, because I'm always overworked. Right. So I thought if you have the discipline to not think about certain things, to not use certain, don't do any logistical scheduling stuff for several hours. Don't even think about it. Only think about this thing that you're doing, and then you swap it out. So the show is gone from my head for like this whole several months, and then when it comes back, it'll be very rested. But meanwhile, I've been doing a stand-up special.
Right.
I'm working really hard, but not at the show.
Don't you feel like I'm always afraid if I get an idea and I don't write it immediately, that I'm going to look at it the next day and hate it? Like, I go back over certain ideas and I'm like, oh, you fucking stink. Like, if I don't write it out in that moment, I panic that I won't feel that same emotion for it.
Some stuff is like that, I think. But I don't write properly, like, for stand-up unless I'm on stage. I can't come up with stuff. Right. So I avoid thinking about that till I'm going to be on stage.
So you don't want to see my notebook in parentheses where I say funny face.
It would be a stroke of luck if some guy coming up with a new show found Louis' email and all these ideas for my show. This show's great, critically acclaimed.
That would suck. How are the kids, man?
They're great.
Yeah?
They're great. I took them to school this morning, and they're good. We just had spring break, and we had Easter, and I had all their friends over for Easter.
Right. They're still at the edge with coloring the eggs and everything.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, Easter bunny and all that.
You like doing all that stuff?
Yeah, I don't like special occasions. No? I like daily life.
Right.
That's more important.
You know what I mean?
The
like, I don't the thing with the gifts and the thing, all that. Christmas is really something, but it's stressful. Huh. But I like the daily life, Yeah, like I've had girlfriends that didn't. I don't make everything about Valentine's Day and birthdays, but I'm very generous, and give them a lot of stuff.
Just be nice all the time.
Yeah.
Are the kids annoyed at how famous you're getting?
Yeah, because people come up to me when they're with me, and they hate that.
They do,
and
right?
now I'm on buses and shit, and that's weird too. They don't mind that; they think that's funny.
Right.
But yeah. So
do they roll their eyes a
walk
lot?
up to me. Yesterday, I was in the car with my daughter, and this guy comes up to my window,
That's
knocks
scary.
the window, and he's a cop. He's a weird, even more. He's not a uniform cop.
Shit!
He's got a gun on his belt. He's got like his jacket on his arm, so he's an undercover cop with a badge and gun on his belt.
Yeah.
And detectives also have a dark way about them. Yeah. And he knocks on my window, and I'm like,
Louis
"What the
C.K.?
fuck?" I don't know what. And I roll down, and he goes, "You're fucking hysterically funny. You're fucking hilarious." And then he looks in the back seat, and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." But yeah, they get annoyed because nobody has any respect for them if I'm talking to one of my kids, people walk stand between us, and say, "Can I have a picture with you or something?"
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
I say, no.
Oh, Jimmy.
I used to be apologetically no. You know what? No.
I'm sorry.
But now I go, no. Like, why would you ask me?
No.
I'm way meaner.
Fuck, I saw Louis C.K.
No.
I saw Louis C.K. today. What a fucking dick.
Yeah, let him say. That's
a
what
lot of people go home like that.
I decided that's okay with me. I decided that's the worst case scenario.
Fucking great.
God, that's
Met
real
him
fame.
once.
Damn.
He's a dick. Really?
Yeah.
Why? I asked for his picture and he didn't give it to me. All right. Well, I guess he's a dick.
So what was? No one ever asked. Like, what was the situation?
Yeah.
Well, he was talking with his kids.
Yeah, his daughter's crying,
and
he's
I
putting a
came up.
Band-Aid on her knee, and I took her leg out of his hands and threw her across the yard and said, "Can I have a picture?"
And you know what the cocksucker said?
No, you can't have a picture.
He's a dick.
Yeah, you never bother someone with their kids. Even I wouldn't do that.
No, and you're a fucking total
never
pest.
when they're eating with their kids.
Yeah.
I don't fault anybody for asking this because they want a thing and they're fans. It's nice of them.
Yeah, not on any level.
But I don't
of
want
course.
to do it, so I just say no.
But I've had problems with girlfriends over the years because if we're at an appearance or something where there's a lot of people that are there.
What's amazing to me? You can name your kid anything you want. Isn't that incredible? There are no laws. There should be a couple of laws. None. You can literally name your kid anything. You can name your kid a name with no vowels if you want, like Singleton. Just 40 F's, that's his name. Go clean your room. I'd like to name my kid a whole phrase, something like ladies and gentlemen. That would be a cool name for a kid. This is my son, ladies and gentlemen. Then when he gets out of hand, I get to go, ladies and gentlemen, please! But you got to be careful what you name your kid. You do have to be careful because what happens is other kids in school are going to make fun of them. They're going to make fun of their name. And you don't have to give them a weird name because they can do it with any name. Kids are geniuses at that. Any name, they take it, they go Louie Screwy, Joey Blowy, Mike, your mother's a dyke, whatever. They find a way, these kids. Any name, what's your name? Eric, you fucking asshole. See, just like that. Lightning speed these kids got. What's your name? Joe, eat a bag of shit, cunt face. You see, just like that. My daughter is really something else, man. She runs the house. She runs the whole house. She decides everything. Like we were playing hide and seek the other day. We play hide and seek, and we play by her rules that she invented. And do you know why? Because she sucks at hide and seek. And so she covers it with this fucking ruse to level the playing field. And I gotta fucking pretend it's all that she's great. No, it's bullshit. Like, we're playing... Oh, fucking... I know she's a kid, but fucking listen. When it's my turn to hide, she tells me where to hide. She tells me where. She goes, hide in the closet, Papa, but you're gonna know where I... Hide in the closet! All right, fuck, I'll hide in the closet. Good, fine. Now I'm standing in the closet like an asshole. She comes in, I found you. She's like shitty about it, like, I found you. And I'm like, wow. How did you figure out where you told me to fucking hide? And then when she hides, this is her hiding. She goes over to a wall and does this. She goes, that's it. There's nothing here. What the fuck is this? Like this is some ninja invisibility crouch. And I gotta act like an idiot. I can't just walk in and go, yeah, you're there. Because she'll cry and shit her pants, right? So I gotta walk around like an asshole. Where is she? I have no idea. Where could she be? I'm making eye contact. I don't see her. It's amazing to me. The other day we're playing, this is how things have gotten in my house, okay? Here's a very good example of where it's gone. We're playing a version of hide and seek where my wife and I have to decide together where to look. She likes that. She's like, Mama, you tell Papa where to look. Okay, well, fine. So she's over there hiding like this, just in plain sight. And my wife and I, my wife's like, why don't you look under the bed? I'm like, okay, well, look. She's not there. And then she says, why don't you look in the linen closet? Okay, so I open the closet. She goes, that's not the linen closet. We don't put that in there anymore. All right, fucking Jesus. All right, I'll look in. So I look in that. Why would she be in that closet? That has shelves. She can't stand in a shelf. Well, maybe she's crawled in a shelf. Now we're having a fight about where to look for this fucking kid who's standing right there. She totally runs the house. I remember Halloween last year. A couple of days before Halloween, my wife comes up to me and she's like, we have to get you a cat costume. No, we don't, actually. No, we do, because she thinks you're going to be a cat. I don't know. It's like she's a guy with a gun in the other room. That's what it's like. She's like, she thinks you're going to be a cat. I don't know how she got it in her head, but she's expecting to be a cat on Halloween. I was like, well, tell her to go fuck herself, because I'm not doing it. I'm not afraid of her. She's 2. I'll fucking fight her. I could take her. I could beat the shit out of thousands of 2-year-olds all day, just walk around. They would never even gang up on me. They suck. I'm not afraid of her. So my wife decided that she wanted to get pregnant again. She decided it. And this is back in August. She told me, you need to be in town next week. Why? Because I'm getting, I'm ovulating. So, like, not do you want another kid, just be in town. That's how she handles it. I'm like, I don't want another kid, so fuck it. And she's like, all right. Next week, she starts blowing me, right? Now, she hasn't blown me in, Jesus, I don't know if I've ever been blown. That's how long it is. She's blowing me on the day she's ovulating. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm like, yeah, you love it. Like, I think she digs me now. Fucking stupid. So she's having another baby any day now. She's due, and it's true. She's fucking the whole thing. And I'm like, okay. No, it's great. Fuck it. That's really the attitude that keeps a family together. It's not we love each other. It's fuck it, man. Fuck it. Another kid. Fuck it. Why not? Let them all in. Good. Fuck it. Here's the thing. I never judge other parents now. I never do. I used to, but I never do. Like, when you see a mother in McDonald's or someplace or in a toy store and she's just melting down on her kid, she's like, shut up. I hate you. You're ugly. And people are standing around going, oh my goodness, she's a horrible mother. Well, guess what? Those people aren't fucking parents. They don't have kids. Because any parents who are in that store are thinking, what did that shitty kid do to that poor woman? That poor woman. I wish I could help. Because you don't know, man. You don't know. Or like when you see a parent that seems to be negligent, like you see a parent in McDonald's with the kid, and the parent's like, I can't take this shit anymore, and just like collapsed, and all the shopping bags are just strewn everywhere. And the kid's happy. The kid's eating French fries. And the kid asks a question like, Mama, why is the sky blue? And she's like, just shut up and eat your French fries. And you think, what a terrible mother. Why doesn't she answer her child? When I have a child, I will answer all of their questions and open their minds to the wonders of the world. Well, guess what? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You can't answer a kid's question. They don't accept any answer. A kid never goes, oh, thanks, I get it. They fucking never say that. They just keep coming. More questions. Why? Until you don't even know who the fuck you are anymore at the end of the conversation. It's an insane deconstruction. It's amazing. This is my daughter the other day. She's like, Papa, why can't we go outside? Well, because it's raining. Why? Well, water's coming out of the sky. Why? Because it was in a cloud. Why? Well, clouds form when there's vapor. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any more things. Those are all the things I know. Why? Because I'm stupid, okay? I'm stupid. Why? Well, because I didn't pay attention in school, okay? I went to school, but I didn't listen in class. Why? Because I was high all the time. I smoked too much pot. Why? Because my parents gave me no guidance. They didn't give a shit. Why? Because they fucked in a car and had me, and they resented me for taking their youth. Why? Because they had bad morals. They just had no compass. Why? Because they had shitty parents. It just keeps going like that. Why? Because fuck it, we're alone in the universe. Nobody gives a shit about us. I'm going to stop here to be polite to you for a second. But this goes on for hours and hours, and it gets so weird and abstract at the end. It's like, why? Well, because some things are and some things are not. Why? Well, because things that are not can't be. Why? Because then nothing wouldn't be. You can't have fucking nothing isn't. Everything is. Why? Because if nothing wasn't, there'd be fucking all kinds of shit that we don't like, giant ants with top hats dancing around. There's no room for all that shit. Why? I'll fuck you. Eat your French fries, you little shit. God damn it. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Hello, how are you? Hey guys. Nice to be here. I had a good day. I went shopping today. I had to buy a belt because my pants. Here's the problem. You know when you get fat and your pants get tight, and then you get fatter because it's not like, oh, stop eating, and then all your pants hurt. Like every pair of pants hurts. And then you eat even more because you're like, screw it now, man, and you just get depressed. But here's what happens. If you get fat enough, your belly starts to push out, and your pants won't even hang in the normal place. And then they get down to your pelvis, and then they feel loose, and you're like, hey, losing weight. I get some. I ate my way through to the other side. I've gotten look at this. This is ridiculous. The crazy part is that my belly hits my pelvis at a right angle. It just goes right in. Like when I'm in the shower and I'm scrubbing, when I get down there, I gotta cut in like this. I actually have to scrub. Or else that gets filthy down there. It's like it's like a theater seat. I find pennies and receipts and stuff. Yeah. And the worst part is I'm 39, so it's not like I'm gonna get better. This is it or a lot worse for the rest of my life. It's not like I'm going to be all ripped when I'm 48. It's over. And I got tits too. I just got boobs. I got boobs on my body. How depressing is that? That is a really weird moment in a guy's life when you catch your boobs in the mirror and you get all these weird feelings, you know? They must be the same feelings that a teenage girl has when it's the only thing that a 12-year-old girl and a 40-year-old man have in common is that moment when you're going, nothing. You got to carry your books like this. It's depressing. I think it's because I eat huge amounts of food all the time. I was at a party recently for my daughter and her friend of hers had a party, so I had to be in a room full of awful people at a birthday party. And but then there was a plate of cookies. And once I saw the cookies, I'm like, that's all of this is that now. I'm going to eat every cookie. And you got to have like a strategy for how often you go to the cookie plates and keep rediscovering it like you haven't seen it. The first time you see it, you're like, oh, my, there's so many cookies. I gotta go ahead. You got to go like this, like, I don't have to have one, but I don't want to insult anybody. And you eat one. Oh, I can take it or leave it. You walk away the whole time, radar back there. Later on, different group of people around. I want the cookies. Somebody if people start to notice how much you're eating them, you have to say something like, these are crazy. What's with these cookies? They're weird. It's like, no, it's not that you're a fat piece of crap that can't stop eating. They're insane cookies. Oh, I love all food. I like food from other countries. I was in Chinatown. I know that's not another country, but I was in Chinatown, and I went to the this grocery store, and they had weird food there. They had, I swear to God, they had duck vaginas. They had duck vaginas in a big barrel with a scoop stuck in it. And I'm looking at these duck vaginas. First of all, I'm thinking, could we possibly dominate a species more than that? And that we're selling their vaginas in barrels? The ducks are like, dudes, enough already with that. I didn't get any. I didn't buy any because I don't want to know. What if I love duck vaginas? What if I love duck vaginas. They're so good. It's not like a million things taste like a duck vagina. 4 in the morning, I got to have a duck vagina right now. Chinatown's closed. I got to go to the park with a knife. Where's the duck? Thank you very much, folks.
With Louis C.K. Louis, first of all, the DVD of Lucky Louie, your show, comes out January 30th.
That's right.
And I have to think this show probably was a profound experience for you. I thought it was a very funny show. It did change your life doing the show?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I being on HBO was cool, and I got to go to the HBO Emmy party.
Which is, everyone says that's the coolest party to go to.
It's the greatest, yeah. I didn't belong there. I didn't feel like I did. But there I was, and I went to the Sopranos table, because those people are unreal to me, you know?
Right.
And so I just sort of stood around, and
you stood near the Sopranos.
Yeah, I stood there.
You went from You went from I went over to like, hi everybody, Louis C.K. to amending your story to I stood around there.
I stood around the Sopranos, and Gandolfini was really nice. He said, like, I saw your show. I laughed.
Right.
Like, he said it like that, like he can't say anything directly, you know, that monster thing. And
right.
Do you think it was funny? I laughed. That's all I'm willing to say. But Paulie Walnuts came up to me.
Paulie Walnuts.
And he just goes, yeah, Lucky Louie. Like jabbed me in the chest like that.
Right.
Yeah, Lucky Louie. And I'm like, yeah. And he says, yeah, that show, let me tell you something. You got to hire some new writers because that show's a piece of
People on planes are the worst. People on planes, they complain. They get off the plane, they come to your house, and they tell you about their whole flight experience. And they make it sound like it was fucking a cattle car in Poland in the 40s. They just make it... That was the worst day of my life. I had to sit on the runway for 40 minutes. That's a story in this country. That's a fucking hardship. That you had to sit on the runway. People will listen to that story. They'll stop doing the dishes and turn around and go, oh my God, really? For 40 minutes? That's awful. You should sue them. I had to sit on the runway for 40 minutes. Oh my God, really? What happened then? Did you fly through the air like a bird? Incredibly? Did you soar into the clouds impossibly? Did you partake in the miracle of human flight? And then land softly on giant tires that you couldn't even conceive how they fucking put air in them? dare you? Bitching about flying. I had to pay for my sandwich. You're flying! You're sitting in a chair in the sky. You're like a Greek myth right now. But it doesn't go back very far, and I just sort of squishing my knees. The Wright brothers would kick us all right in the cunt if they knew. If you could go back in time to Orville Wright and go, hey, dude, I had to sit on the runway for 40 minutes. And he'd be like, oh, shit, well, let's not even bother then. Hey, Wendell, shut it down. They make you wait for a bit. That hardly seems worth it. There's always delays. That's what everybody complains about. There's always delays when I fly. Really? Delays. It's too slow. Air travel's too slow. New York to California in 6 hours. That used to take 30 years to do that. And a bunch of you would die on the way there. You get shot in the neck with an arrow and you go, and fall down. And the other passengers would just bury you and put a stick there with your hat on it and keep walking. And one of them would fuck your wife and have 3 babies. And all the old people would die. You'd be a whole different group of people by the time you got to California. Now you watch an Adam Sandler movie and you take a big runny dump and you're there.
Peregrine is with us. She's from Canada. She promised to bring me some cheap blood pressure medication, so we'll enjoy that together. And then with music from their self-titled debut album, Steel Magnolia, from the Bud Light stage. Tomorrow night we'll be joined by Jason Bateman from the Cincinnati Bengals, Dahani Jones, and comedian Hannibal Buress. And later this week, Shia LaBeouf. Kevin Nealon will be here, Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, Dave Salmoni and his Terrifying Animals, and we'll have music from Parachute and 311. So join us for our show. Our first guest tonight is one of the funniest men around with an exceptionally funny show. The show is called Louie. You can watch it Thursdays at 10:30 on FX. Please say hello to Louis C.K.
Nice to see you. Really good.
It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a long time.
It has been a long time. You're a much thinner fellow than you were before.
Don't get used to it.
No?
Now you live in New York.
Yes.
You've got 2 little girls.
Yeah, 2 kids.
Do they come on trips with you when you do this sort of thing?
No, I would not do that to them. No, they're at home with their mom, sleeping right now.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know where your kids are now. Didn't used to know where you know what I mean? Like when we were kids, did your parents know where you were?
Never.
No. No idea.
Even that thing on the news that said, it's 10 o'clock, do you know where your kids are?
Nope.
The answer was no.
No idea. Now there's a kind of a custody, chain of custody that's never broken, you know? You just can account for every second of your kids' lives.
Yeah.
You go on play dates and it's an arranged thing. And they go, you drop them off, and you wait. You know, you take them to soccer games. And it's empowering, yay! And then you take them home. It's all very arranged.
You're right. It is more. I wonder why that is.
Well, the people that like to have throw kids in the garbage and stuff like that. Hit them and break their bones. But anyway, that's not important right now. But
because when we were
kids,
it wasn't like that.
Oh no, those people were around. They weren't on stage. There was no Nancy Grace. So now there's somebody there to remind you of it a lot. So folks watch their kids more. I mean, it's not a new thing.
When you were a kid, you'd just be running. You'd run around the neighborhood, right?
Well, I have my kids go on play dates, and I know I have a relationship with the parents. I know who the kids are. They've been to my house. I've been to their house. I was just a kid walking around town. I was like 8 years old, younger than my daughter, and I was just this kid, just walking around, just a dude in town. And I would go to Greg's house, my friend Greg, and my mother never met Greg. No idea who he is. Certainly never met his dad or whoever the dude was. I don't know who it was. When I went to Greg's house, I'd knock on the door, and this guy would come, and he always wearing, like, I don't know, some kind of weird top that looked a little womany. And Hanes, he always had a Snoopy glass with gin in it. And just Hanes briefs that were fighting with, you know, and then there was always a little brown spot on the front. Yes. So I was 7 years old contemplating, does this guy poop out of his penis? Like what? Those are the kind of things that I had to think about.
That's Greg's dad for you.
Yes.
I mean, you didn't have, were you a bad kid?
I wasn't a bad kid, but I got in trouble because I just was alone and I just, you know, like I got into stealing tampons at one point.
For profit?
No, I didn't make a dime.
Well, how would this work? I hesitate to ask, but how would this work?
No, I was 8 years old, and I just went into a CVS one day because I just roamed store aisles, and I was looking at the tampons, and I was sort of staring at them with this. I knew there was something dirty about them. I didn't know what they were. And I picked one up. I got the gall to pick one up, and I'm looking at this box of tampons, and someone came around the corner, so I put it in my jacket. And now I have stolen them. Yeah. Because if I take them out, someone saw that I had them in my jacket. In my head, I'm like, that's it. They're in there. I can't. So I left, and I had sweat on my face. And I just went home, and I threw them under my bed, and I'm eating dinner. Like, everybody knows I have tampons under my bed. And so it was a terrible, stressful experience, which I then repeated every day. For like 2 months.
What?
I'd go back and I'd just do the whole cycle. I just kept doing it. And no, I never got caught. I mean, they probably saw me, but the guy's like, I'm not confronting the kid who takes the tampons. I'll pay for them out of my check before I live that moment. I'm not asking that little pervert what he's doing with those.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that boy.
Something's really wrong with him.
And how did it end?
Well, they kept going under my bed, and I just tried not to think about him. And then one day I looked, and they were just gone. They just were gone, and my mom never said anything. She must have been cleaning up, and she was like, what is this? It's crazy.
Wow, that's...
I don't know, maybe she used them for like 10 years. I don't know. I mean, would she throw them away?
You might as well. In those days, you don't waste.
Maybe I contributed to the family a little bit, you know? Maybe I kept my mom in cheap tampons for a few years. I don't know.
Are your kids unusual like that?
No.
Are you, as the weird father, are you a weird father to them?
No, I mean, I've tried to make up for it. But it's a little too late. Like, I think I had kids a little too late and a little too fat in life, you know? You gotta,
what do you mean by that?
Well, you should be a young, healthy dad. You should be a 26-year-old father in a tight T-shirt going, whoa, I'm gonna get you, you know, one of those guys. That's what kids have coming. And I'm not that.
You don't do that.
No, I take them to the park and I just run them like dogs. You got 20 minutes, I just watch them run. I stand there breathing like Tony Soprano and watching him run. And Daddy, chase us. If someone grabs you, maybe I'll chase them. But otherwise, grow up sad. And it's just I have a lot of physical limitations that keep me from being a good dad. Like, I'm always in a 48-hour window of diarrhea. That either I'll be having or have had diarrhea within 48 hours. Somewhere I'm on the timeline of my life and the diarrhea. And depending on where I am in that window dictates how far from my house I'm willing to venture.
I see.
How far a radius.
Yeah, right. You're
otherwise,
tethered,
yes. It's like having an ankle bracelet in a different kind of way. Because otherwise, I'm having diarrhea in a public restroom with my kids standing there watching me because they're little. I can't leave them out by themselves. So they're standing there. Daddy, I don't want you. Sorry, honey, you want to go to the aquarium, this is what happens. I said, let's go to get the newspaper and come home, but you wanted to get fancy, so you get to watch me pee out of my ass for 2 hours.
Well, it's fun with the kids. The memories
about it, yeah.
Now, do they know? Do they understand like that you're a comedian? Do they know this? Is this a concept that they're familiar with?
They know that Daddy tells jokes, and they don't get the business though. You know, like they don't get
who
show
does
business.
really?
No,
you know?
who does? But like I had a weird conversation with my 9-year-old. We were driving on the highway. The 6-year-old was there too, but she was just, you know, sapping resources. She wasn't really contributing to the conversation. We passed by a cruise ship, and I said, hey, girls, the cool thing about having kids is that you get to tell them what everything is. You get to be the person that reports the whole planet to them.
You're
for the
their
first
tour
time.
guide for their life.
For life,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a cruise ship. It's a massive boat. There's swimming pools and discos or whatever they have, you know. So they got excited by the idea of a cruise ship, and I said, some comedians do shows on cruise ships. And they said, do you do that? And I was like, no. Here's the thing. Comedians have a mean hatred of cruise ship comics.
Yeah.
It's just a mean prejudice. We call them boat acts. It's just mean. It's boat act because they pander. We just think they're crap. And it's just something you just feel. It's like being born racist. You just believe it. You don't question it. It's just a thing in you.
You might not even know, but
yeah. So my daughter's like, have you ever worked on a cruise ship? I'm like, no. And she says, why not? Why wouldn't you want to be on a boat? And I'm like, well, that's a different kind of comic. She says, well, what's the different about him? Well, a cruise ship comic just tries to please everybody. And she's like, why wouldn't you want to do that? Of course. Isn't that what you want to do? Yes, but I see some things I say on stage might upset some people. Why would you upset people? That's a terrible thing to do. So,
you know what? There might be some clarity there. I don't know.
It is.
You might want to rethink this.
I might
cruise
try the
thing.
cruise ships. Yeah.
Well, by the way, first of all, I want to say the show is terrific. It's very funny, and I know. We're going to take a quick break here. Okay. We'll come back and talk about Louis. Louis airs Thursday nights, 10:30 on FX. Louis C.K. We're right back.
Can I help you? Yeah, I need condoms, sexual lubricant, Vagittine, and blueberries. Lubricant L7, Vagittine L3, next to the tampons, condoms behind the counter. They ain't got no blueberries. Thank you.
That's Louis C.K.'s show. Louis. It's on FX every Thursday night. By the way, the show is not only is it very funny, but the directing is great. I know you direct the show too.
I do, yes.
It looks great. It looks like a movie out of the 70s.
Thank you. That's
You must
perfect.
be very pleased with the whole thing.
I am. I love it. The movie out of the 70s is perfect. That's what I grew up loving and watching.
How is the how is the second season different from the first season? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I when I get bored of something, I just stop doing it, you know? So I didn't keep a lot of the same stuff. Like, we moved to a new apartment. It's a whole other, but there's no scene where it happened. I just stopped being in that one and started another one. Last year, I had one very constant character, was my brother, played by Bobby Kelly. He was a really funny guy, and he did such a good job. And this year, I just didn't feel like it, so he's gone. He's just gone. He's gone. I didn't kill him in an episode. It's like he never existed.
But the great thing for him is in a way like Lost, where he could possibly come back.
Yeah,
right?
I guess. I'd have to have a good idea. I didn't have any ideas for him, so I just stopped this. He's not in the reality of the show anymore like he never was. So now I have two sisters.
Right.
And one of them, and none of this reflects my life. The show's all fiction, but the first episode this season introduces my sister.
Yes.
It's this character, and it's a big introduction. And it's the last thing we shot because I came up with it like right before we wrapped. So she's just gone. She just doesn't come. There's a whole thing where she comes and I love her. Gone. Never see her again.
Really?
Yes, and my neighbor comes and helps me, and he's a really nice guy, and the last thing he says is, remember who your neighbors are. And I go, yes, I would. And he's gone too.
Really? It seemed like you were going to then have a neighborly, friendly relationship.
You'll never see him again. No, and last year I had this woman play my mother, and she was this crazy, horrible woman. My mother's a really nice person. So I just made up this terrible mother character played by this Mary Louise Wilson, really funny actor. And so we did the episode. And then later in the season, I wanted to do a flashback to my real mother, who's really nice. So I did that too. And so everybody was very confused. These characters are so insanely different. And the woman who played my mother as a young woman is a woman I date in another episode as just a whole other person. Because she was good at both parts. So I just don't care.
It's an ensemble cast.
Well, every episode just has its own goal. And if it messes up the goal of another episode, I don't give a shit. I just don't care.
I like that. You're very fickle, and the hell with it.
That's right.
You know what? If any of these
don't
actors...
like it, fire me.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a very Darwinist system television.
No one should get too comfortable with anything.
No, man.
Not
if
the
it
actors
stinks, I'm gone.
And not the viewers at home.
That's right.
Louis C.K., everybody. Louis has tonight at 10:30 on FX. We'll be right back.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, I think abortion is, here's what I think. This is what I think. Here's what I think. I think you should not get an abortion unless you need one. In which case, you better get one. I mean, seriously. If you need an abortion, you better get one. Don't fuck around. And hurry. That's not getting an abortion that you need is like not taking a shit. That's how bad that is. It's like not taking a shit. That's what I think. I think abortion is exactly like taking a shit. I think it is 100% the exact same thing as taking a shit. Or it isn't. It isn't. It's either taking a shit or it's killing a baby. It's only one of those two things. It's no other things. So if you didn't like hearing that it's like taking a shit, you think it's killing a baby. That's the only other one you get to have. Which means you should be holding a sign in front of the place. People hate abortion protesters. They're so shrill and awful. They think babies are being murdered. What are they supposed to be like? I don't know, it's not cool. I don't want to be a dick about it, though. I don't want to ruin their day as they murder several babies all the time. I don't think it's killing a baby. I don't. I mean, it's a little bit killing a baby. It's a little bit. It's 100% killing a baby. It's totally killing a whole baby. But I think that women should be allowed to kill babies. That's what I think. They should be allowed to kill babies. Yeah. We kill babies! Let's do some shots and kill some babies. I killed like 4 babies last night. It was fucking retarded. I just think it has to be one or the other. You know, like when people say abortion should be legal, safe, and rare. Why rare if it should be legal? If it should be legal, it's shitting. If it should be rare, it's murdering baby. So I don't know what to tell my kids. My kids are, they wanted a dog, so I got them a dog. I got them a dog this year, which was a mistake. I shouldn't have gotten the dog. Because we rescued a dog. We got we adopt. Yes, you must, yes, always rescue. If you get a dog, get a rescue dog. Don't get a puppy.
from those horrible people who professionally raise dogs carefully. No. You need to just get a mystery dog that's been beaten and abused and traumatized on the streets of Puerto Rico and can't talk about it to anyone now. They never know.
Do you know anything about the dog? She's afraid of pennies. So we think maybe somebody's been throwing handfuls of pennies at her face. But otherwise, no. So you take this random dog and just put it in your house with your family and watch their personality unfold. This dog is insane. I'll walk into the kitchen and the dog's just standing there alone like this. Like, you all right? Are you all right? My kids are terrified of the dog. My daughter goes to pet the dog goes like this. She's like, should I pet her? I don't think you should ever pet our dog, honey. So I took her to the vet. I took the dog to the vet to ask her what to do, and the vet said, listen, I think there's something you should seriously consider. I was like, please be saying to kill this dog. Please be a doctor that says the dog dies now. But she didn't. She said, I think you should consider Prozac for the dog. I was like, really? She said, yeah, it works. Calms the dog right down. But it's a big decision, and you should think about it. I said, put 4 in her asshole right now. What do I have to think about? I don't give a shit what she's experiencing. Fucking fix it. Give her heroin. Shoot her up. Come on, puppy. Wow, your dog is really chill. Yeah. It only costs $400 a day to keep her like that. I didn't always feel this way. I used to love animals. I used to worry about animals. Just animals. When I was like 20, are all the doggies okay everywhere? I certainly hope so. But I'm 49 and I got 2 kids now. You know what happens? Your circle of concern tightens. I have 4 nephews. I don't love any of them. Fuck a dog. You know those ads, like the PSA on television about abused animals? They show you a dog with like an empty socket and he's like, ooh. They're always wet. I feel like they hose them down before they film them. This is, ooh, and the voice comes on, look at these dogs. Please send us money so that this can stop. Are you beating up the dogs? How's my money fixing that? You ever seen that PSA where they show you a really sad man? He's very upset, very sad man. He's holding a little sign, and it says, yeah, sure. And he says, this is the text that killed my daughter. Because somebody texted, yeah, sure, and ran over his kid, which is awful. Although maybe they were responding to a text that said, can you please kill that kid? And so they just wrote back and did it.
It's cute. I like being a cracker. No, it's comical. Yeah. It reminds me. Yeah, is lunch coming up? Who mentioned cracker? I'm hungry. Someone get some cheese. Yeah, we have nothing. You guys should really. And here's the whole thing. We're on the same page. You guys made a mistake by unifying and saying we'll not be able to use the C word or it's very offensive to use the N word. We're not that dumb. Right. We will never cop to it. There may be words that we don't like. We're not going to tell you. Yeah. We just laugh it off. It's part of the big meeting white guys have every year. We're going to be having it down at the Sportsman's Lodge in Studio City this year. The big white guys meeting.
I was talking to a black friend of mine who I like to get mad by explaining to him how great it is to be white. It's just so great.
It is awesome. You guys
do whatever you want.
You black guys should try it sometime.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's awful that there's racism in the country, but it's mostly a problem for black people. For me, it's zero problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually affect my life. It makes me sad, but only when I reflect about it, thinking about it. But I don't. Yeah. Nobody bothers me. I'm white. The whole country's set up for me.
And plus, you're ultra white.
I'm very
You're
white.
opaque.
I'm
you
very
have
white.
red hair.
Yeah. I don't even, when I go to the airport, I don't even have to walk through the metal detector.
Oh, that white?
I'm that white.
Wow.
They're like, go around. You're fine. But I actually was making my black friend very angry by telling him that we get to opt in or out every year, too. That we get new incentive packages to stay white.
Oh.
like, if we're going to Iraq, we got a lot of good stuff going on. And yeah, all right,
Stay white?
I'll stay white.
I'm going to stay white for this next break. Louis C.K. is going to hang with us. And I want to know what it's like, because you got started with Chris Rock on his show. I always hear he's a great guy, but I've never actually sat down with him. So a little of that. Also, some calls we have for you, Louis. Okay. And all that after this.
It's the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla now. 866-901-ADAM.
Yeah. You should do that. Louis C.K. is here.
Sorry.
The wonderful comedian Louis
Funny
C.K.
guy.
Lucky Louie coming to HBO starting Sundays in June. Also going to be at the Improv here in Hollywood. The real Improv tonight and tomorrow night as well. So you started as a writer, producer on Chris Rock?
Well, I was a comedian since I was about 17, but my first TV job was writing for Conan, and then I wrote for Chris Rock a little after that.
I resent people who knew what they wanted to do early in life. Yeah. I hate that guy. I always knew I wanted to be a veterinarian.
You know, it's not that I knew what I wanted to do. It was the other way. I had
what you didn't want to do.
I had no other thing I could do. I mean, I actually fixed cars for a while.
You did?
For a while, yeah, and I tried other stuff, and I flunked out of school. I didn't have a good...
All right. Okay, so as long as you were miserable and bad at other stuff.
No, I defaulted to stand-up.
Okay, then we're cool.
Yeah.
We're cool. So
I wasn't funny for the first 10 years I did stand-up.
Oh, now even better.
Yeah. I bombed all the time. I did.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow. I love failures.
Doing it.
The only thing I love more than failures are guys who beat themselves up more than they actually should about their failures.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that about comics, because comics have so much angst and self-loathing that when you sit around and talk to them, they're like, I suck, I'm horrible, I don't even know why I'm alive. I'll be doing a 2-hour set over in Irvine tonight where I stand on stage in front of 300 people and tell them about what I think for 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, which one are you?
Yeah.
You should be one or the other, right?
Failure is a great part of comedy. It's part of why I love it, because going in front of a crowd and doing jokes and killing for an hour, there's satisfaction in that, but but there's no great experience in that. Like going on a show, I did a show here in Hollywood at the Improv. They have a show called Mo Better Mondays, which is a black comedy show.
Do you explain your concepts on the black culture and community?
Well, I know, actually no, but I did a show on Sundays at the Laugh Factory. They have chocolate Sundays, and that's all black, and I killed. They loved me there, and so I figured, hey, I'll do the other one too, because all black people are the same.
Sure,
different kind of prejudice.
Well,
I didn't realize
once you pulled 5 of them, you know.
Yeah, you figure, hey, if I'm funny to these black guys, the ones down on the other, they're like me too.
They're like penguins. How many do you really need to study?
Right, that's what I was thinking. But then Mo Better Mondays is a whole other culture, because they got the metal detector they bring in, and it's yeah,
it's the Apollo.
So they hated me. They hated me so much.
Good.
It wasn't even that they didn't like my jokes. It was I would do a joke and it would end, and there would be silence. And then when I moved on to the next joke, they'd murmur like, "That was the whole joke. That was it." Like they wouldn't know until I started number 2 that number 1 was over. That's how disconnected I was from them. Anyway, I went down real hard. I did like 5 minutes, and they booed me off the stage. And I sat in my car afterwards, just bathed in sweat, like just trying to breathe normally. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was awful. And I'll never forget that moment. I've had thousands of shows where I've killed. I don't remember them.
Right.
I'll never forget sitting in my car after Mo Better Mondays just going, oh my God.
Good.
That was brutal. They hate.
Yeah, well,
that's great. I love that.
That's how it works. It's like this. The ratio. That's why you should never leave your house. It's I tell that to Damashek. He punches his name into the computer. Mm-hmm. There's 10 people that say they love his sports, and then one of them that says he sucks, and he focuses on that one person.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's actually 2 or 3 people that say he likes the sports. But the point is,
no one has yet to write and say they love
maybe no one likes the sports. But the point is, he still focuses on the negative.
His mom's typing in his aliases saying that.
Right. Don't bother. It'll kill you. All right, let's so Chris Rock. Yes, how did that happen?
Well, we were doing stand up at the same time in New York and came up relatively around the same time in New York, and when he got his own show, he called me and asked me to work on it. I'd made some films and stuff and written for Conan, and I did well there, so he called me and asked me to work for him. So I just started working with him.
I always heard that was a great environment.
It was awesome.
That he was great, and that it was easy, and that it wasn't all... people don't realize, ironically, that comedians can be some of the most uptight a-holes on the planet.
The worst kind of person on earth, I think, is a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, it even transcends just being an a-hole. It's the worst human being.
Oh.
I mean, just picture working for Jerry Lewis or something.
Yeah, no.
I mean, just picture working for, Johnny Carson and Jerry Lewis and all these a-holes. Just imagine that. You know what I mean? Awful. And so, ironically, a place that you'd think would be like, it'd be like Willy Wonka's factory. Oh, there's going to be comedy, big troughs of comedy to bathe in. Turns out, vitriolic, horrible, hate-filled, whatever. Yeah. But Chris Rock, not that way.
No, Chris was great because he used to say, hey, I've got this opportunity, let's all take advantage of it. Like, he wasn't like, you work for me. Right. He was like, we're all funny, let's all do our comedy and I just happen to be the one who goes and sells it.
That's how I was at the Man Show, if you replace that with, hey, schmuck, get me some coffee.
Right. Yeah.
Mach Schnell. Yeah. But other than that, it was the exact same sentiment.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's play a little hypothetical question with Louis C.K. These are questions that there's no right or wrong answer.
Sure.
This is a hypothetical car ride across the country. One of 2 guys or gals sitting in the passenger seat while you drive. You tell us, who would you rather travel with?
Okay.
All right.
Where am I going?
We're going to New York.
From here?
Well, not from the studio, but from the Los Angeles area.
Okay.
I don't know.
3,000 miles.
3,000 miles, anyway, you slice it, yeah. All right. This guy, the motivational speaker, the guy travels from college to college and town to town, really trying to help people out with his speaking, or the person who claims they don't watch TV.
I guess I would take the motivational speaker.
I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Is that wrong? I thought you said there were no right or wrong.
Well, usually there isn't, but that one was so egregious that we had to beep it. Yeah. Now, the motivational speaker is going to talk your ear off.
Yeah, and that's good.
And you're going to realize that you're actually better at his job than he is somewhere around Barstow. Yeah.
Well, I've driven across the country a bunch of times, and here's where I've learned to be with guys like that. When you're working at a comedy club and you get picked up at the airport by the young person that works there.
Yes.
And you just got off a plane and you just want to go to the hotel room and masturbate. And they want you to talk about yourself and ask.
Yeah.
So I just go, so where are you from?
Right.
And then they run their stupid mouth.
Yeah.
And I shut down.
What is it about going to hotel rooms that doubles your masturbation productivity?
It's instantly.
I think about that when I spread out on the comforter. I think, look, if I'm doing double time here, imagine what the last sap was doing.
No, when the bellman puts his...
Use it like a cigar uses an ashtray.
No.
Okay.
I use his hand.
Because why are you putting your hand out? Wait, when I see that hamburger, the hamburger helper
against the plasma screen.
We keep getting... All right. I don't even know what
hands. That's all the sex I know anymore. I'm a married man. My hand is it. That's it. That's all there is. Not even her hand anymore.
Oh, really? No, off to your own. All right, let's keep pushing forward here. Let's see.
Making you uncomfortable.
All right.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm very uncomfortable with talk of masturbation. Here's the guy at the gym who takes the sweatshirt and cuts the elastic out of the collar.
That's not usually my problem. These days, my problem is very simple. It's trying to find a place in my house where I can masturbate without somebody bothering me. And that's really difficult. There's nowhere to go anymore. She's got her mother staying with us, too, in the guest room, and I'm on the streets now. I got nowhere to go. Like, now I know when I see a guy in the West Side Highway jerking off in plain daylight, that's not a homeless guy. That's a married man right there. He's got nowhere to go. fuck it. Fuck you. Go ahead and look, man. I got nothing. What else am I going to do? It's not fair, man. I'm 37 and I own my home. I should be able to just stand in the living room. How you doing, honey? Good morning. But I can't. I gotta hide. I'm down in the cellar by the boiler like a troll down there. Just fucking miserable shit. That's what it's like. Masturbation doesn't bring much joy to guys. Women seem to like masturbating. They put flower petals on the pillow. They're like, oh, me, or whatever, you know. The guys are like, ah, shit, no, fucking God damn it. Sometimes you find ecstasy, but it's followed by the deepest self-hate and depression you've ever felt. It's an amazing drop from way up here to this, like, oh, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with me? God damn it. I gotta get to work. I don't have time for this shit right now. But then you get married, now you gotta hide. And you have to. You have to hide. Because when your wife catches you masturbating, that's sad for the whole family. That's not a good moment in a marriage. She comes in the cellar. Oh, my God. And then she always wants to know shit about it. She always asks me stuff. My wife's like, well, do you think about me when you're doing that? What are you, fucking high? Why would I do that? What? I can think about anybody. That's magical. Why the fuck would I? I'm married to you. What do women really think their husbands are going, oh, my wife. Oh, yeah, that's fucking hot. Oh, yeah. Picking her up at the airport and getting yelled at. Oh, that's fucking hot. Yeah. Put it in the hamper, not on top, you idiot. Oh, I love when she talks like that. Yeah.